Session 3 of The Light of the World. I said in the first session that the theme of light and darkness is very strong through John's account of Jesus' life. He begins the account by saying, Jesus was the light coming into the world, and this light was the life of all people. And then in chapter 20, he says, Jesus did many other miraculous signs in the presence of his disciples. They're not recorded in this book, but these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. So the whole purpose of his book is to give people all the evidence they need to believe that Jesus was God, or is God, and by following him would have life with him after this life. So the struggle between light and dark or seeing and blindness, begins in chapter 3. Nicodemus, a Pharisee, came to see Jesus. Obviously, he was intrigued and he wanted to know more. That's a good place to start. But he came at night, and to John that's symbolic. He's in darkness. Even though he was a leader of the Jewish people, he's seen as being in darkness. In fact, Jesus said that quite directly. Verse 12, "You are Israel's teacher, and you do not understand these things?" So Jesus explained to him that in our fleshly lives, we really cannot understand the things of God. We have to have the life of God's Spirit within us if we want to see things God's way. Flesh gives birth to flesh. Spirit gives birth to spirit. We don't really know how Nicodemus responded. We do meet him again in chapter 7 when the leaders wanted to arrest Jesus, and Nicodemus spoke up and said, "Is it fair to condemn someone without really hearing what he has to say?" And then when Joseph of Arimathea provided Jesus' body with a decent burial, it was Nicodemus who brought the ointments. So he obviously admired Jesus. Whether he made the actual commitment to him, we don't know. But the next conflict came when Jesus healed a man who was lying beside the pool of Bethesda. The only trouble was he did it on the Sabbath day. And so immediately the leaders said, well, Jesus is a lawbreaker, can't possibly be from God. Then in chapter 9, a man is born blind, and Jesus healed him, gave him his sight. And again he did it on the Sabbath, and so the leaders said he has broken the law, he's a lawbreaker, he can't be from God. They saw the miracle, they couldn't explain it, they even asked the parents, is this your son, and was he born blind? So they've seen the miracle, but they still can't believe who Jesus is. The man who received sight says he finally believed and he worshipped Jesus. And this is where Jesus said, "For judgment I've come into the world, so that the blind will see, and those who see will become blind." Now that sounds a bit harsh about the ones who see, but he was referring to these leaders. They thought that they were the ones who could see. They thought they had all the answers. But they proved to be the ones who were blind, because feeling they were so right, they couldn't see who Jesus was, even though everything was happening right under their noses. Jesus came into this world to reveal the full nature of God. He is the light of the world.